This was terrible. Puerto Rico, we have suffered so much, and we are suffering because there are a lot of people that each day, like in a ward, they have to pick up water and food. And you know that is typical from people who are in a ward. ¿Verdad? Pretty sad to see our country like that. We didn't have the birds. We didn't have the coqui, which is very typical from Puerto Rico. A lot of things that we didn't have. The coqui, it's a very small, we can say it's like, let me see what is the name of, now let me see if I can find the word. He lives in the, during the nights, and he sleeps during the days. And then the coqui is very from Puerto Rico, it's very traditional from Puerto Rico. And during the nights, he will sing coqui, coqui, coqui. And it's natural from our island. You will not find that any, if you take them to the States, he will die. Because he's from here, a very tropical, it's very small, just like this, has 2 eyes, and his foot, very small. During the winter time, and we don't have winter time, during the winter time you will have temperatures like 77. But there are towns in the central of the island that will be lower of 60, but no more than that. And that will occur in December. But here you can practice sports all the year. You can go to the beach all the year because you have a bright sun. That's our weather, which is typical from the tropical islands. So we use the same wardrobe all the year. We don't have to change because it's winter, because it's summer. Everybody here is in shorts. And people are running, you know, playing basketball, playing. One of the things that are very sad is that we cannot play sports no longer. Everything is devastated. So the people will be the whole day trying to survive. A lot of people have lost their work, the works. A lot of people are leaving. And then the college, they start college this week. Education, you know, everything was closed. So it has been a very terrific situation. Well, there's a lot of people that lost their houses, yes. A lot of people lost their houses. And you know, the problems that we have with FEMA was that the people could not get the, how do you call that, the toldos? The one you cover, the ceiling, because of the situation that they have in Houston and other. Houston was in California and Florida, so they don't have. So Puerto Rico has to wait until they elaborate the other ones. And then about 2 weeks ago, they came to Puerto Rico. And right now FEMA is working with that. So every help here has come very slowly. Very slowly. So, and then after that happens when you got just the situation in Las Vegas, then Puerto Rico became a second subject, and now they're not saying anything. But we still have the problem. You see that? There's a lot of things like that in Puerto Rico. Look at that. And you know, that is a cement. That's not wood. So you imagine how devastated was that storm. It was like Hurricane grade 4. And it passed through the island, in the middle of the island, from north to south, from east to west. The trajectory. So it was very harmful for Puerto Rico. You see that? That's a satellite. They have a station there. It was lost. Take me. So we are a territory, and although we have our government, our laws, the laws that prevail here are the federal ones, not the local law. For instance, if we have a law that says that, let me see, the laws that says that we cannot have abortions, but then the federal law says that you can have, then the federal will be the one that we following. You see? So everything here is federal, what counts, because we are a U.S. territory. We're not a state, and we're not independent. We're a territory of the United States. That was, they took us by a civil war, one of the words, a war, and the Spanish were here, and the American comes, and we didn't invite the Americans, they come, and they took us, and the Spanish left. So we have the Spanish culture. Well, you will see that in San Juan. Have you ever been in Spain? Well, if you see a photo of Spain, Madrid, and you see San Juan, the old San Juan, it's like you were in Spain. So we have the Spanish thing here. Also, we have the African in one of the towns, which is called Loíza. We have Europeans also. So we have a lot of mixed of cultures. One of the things that we didn't like from what happened is that the United States has treated us very different from other countries which are not territory or not state, like for example Haiti. When the situation in Haiti was there, they have received a lot of help that we didn't receive in Puerto Rico. So that's one of the things that, you know, we have in our heart. And listen, we are American citizens. Our people goes to the U.S. Army. You see? So we cannot explain what happened. Did you hear what the president says just about 4 or 5 years after Maria? He said that we have a lot of debt and we have to pay that. He also said that Puerto Ricans like that everybody will do everything for them, which is not true. So the president has treated us badly. Did you see the photo where he was, So it has been a situation where Puerto Ricans, are very sad. The diaspora in the United States has helped us very much. The Puerto Ricans who are there, and also the Americans also, like churches, institutions. We have received a lot of people that really feel that they need to help us. But Trump has another vision of Puerto Rico. So I think that God has helped us, and He will be continuing to help us, because we are not in the hands of nobody, ¿verdad? God has control. But we have to wait each day to survive, and that's typical of a country who is in a war, and we are not in a war. We are in peace. So we have to wait. The governor says that for Christmas, and Christmas is the 24th, we will have the 95% of people with lights and water. But the engineering corps of the United States says that that's not possible. So we don't know, really, we don't know what is going to happen. So we are just, waiting to see what happens. Can you take my... ¿Eso dijo algo? Hello?
Carolina, Puerto Rico.
Putting the flag of Puerto Rico alone. We have both of them, the American and the Puerto Rican. It's like saying that, we love Puerto Rico. Very strange things happens after Maria. Now we're going to see the church, my church. It is a Methodist church. It's one of the churches that we have in Carolina. In Carolina we have four Methodist churches. But as you can see now, you will see how near it is to my home. So that's what I come every time I, You see, there's another car over there with the flag. The first one, I think it's a truck. That is not usual here. In the state, everybody uses the flag, ¿verdad? In the houses. And then in the games, at the 7-inning, God bless America. After Maria, the lines of cars, because we don't have gas nor diesel. That's my church. You see that is the place which is broken. You would like to do that, or
Or the
one that has the
interiors
blue?
or
But we have also damage there, ¿verdad?
the damage are in the interiors. More of those.
49 years. So it was built by missionaries of the United Methodist Church from North Carolina. And a lot of churches in Puerto Rico has been built by them.
Yes.
Missionaries from there. Because remember, we belong to the United Methodist Church. Now we have a covenant with the Methodist Church. United Methodist Church. You would like to see the facilities? This is where we have our Sunday schools, and that is the office of the preacher, and also the other office is an administrative. And over there they have the kids in the morning. They have the celebration. The feeling of the heat is more than, is more than 90. We're celebrating our Sunday.
Service on Sunday
Here. After Maria, because this was the place that we have the Sunday schools.
All the activities like the anniversary.
Yes.
All the activities.
Social activities from the church. Yeah, here.
Okay. But now
we have
our Sunday service.
There's our lunches. People here are good cookers. Look how pretty is the church. Huh? Still looks pretty.
Here are the more damaged, so our
Here, okay. Ceiling.
our ceiling is showing. And all the floor.
We have to remove everything from here. Everything we have to remove after.
There's some very mold.
Well, you can see it's a beautiful church. Don't you think so? Huh?
Yes.
It's very beautiful. Because wood is not typical of the construction here. It's more cement than, wood.
And this is cement and zinc.
See.
And zinc. So the wood is damaged with comején, no sé cómo se dice comején en inglés.
The church animals that affect the woods.
Eating
You're familiar with that?
Termites.
Okay,
Termites, that's right.
Okay.
We have air conditioning here, as you can see. Because of the, it's so hot.
And
Maria, take them out.
They are all the
Ceiling.
ceiling.
And we have
We have to
termites.
remove the wood, remove the zinc, and put a new wood or other material that are more
Was affected.
durable.
Yeah.
And
The other one is termite, but what is the other one which is very small? Polilla? What do you call that? The one that also affect the eating the woods and put them very sensible.
Ants?
Ants. We have ants here en una de estas vigas, ¿verdad?
en la mayoría.
In most of them.
Cuando los últimos misioneros que vivieron dijeron que no había sustituible, que no se podía reparar más nada.
it cannot be repaired. We have to substitute with a new wood. So can you imagine how much money will cost this?
This here is our sound area.
And there are also rooms over there for Sunday schools.
Santa Maria floating all the facilities.
So how?
We have water and
including the sound equipment. Then 15 miles.
Thousand.
To remove all the seam, and put it a new one, and also repair all the rest of the facilities. Yeah. Well, it's a big weight on my arms, on my back, because we have the responsibility to care people. And now after Maria, people are dealing with loss, and they didn't know how to do it. And we have to tell them or take their hands and guide to make a lost process. A good process of sanity, to be in peace with God, because in our culture, more of the things that are happening, there's a much words of this is judge of God, this is God's fault. And we have to change this thinking, telling there's no judge, love, God is love, and love, God is with us, in between, among this thing, and it's very, it's a reto, no sé cómo decirlo en inglés, es un reto. Es un reto. Putting parallel the temple with a place and the presence of God. And when you take them to this place, God is not here because this is not the temple. And we have to know God is over here, is over there, is everywhere. And it costs them also an effort extra to help them internalize that God also is here. God is not a temple. We are the body of God, of Christ. So we are the church, no matter where the service take place. And there's another challenge that we have in these days. I think when the electricity came back and the economic movement of the island start to the normality, I think the people will empower, now each Sunday and small groups in the week, we are empowered people to, we have the power to change it. We have the power in the name of God to be the difference. We don't have to wait to the electricity came back, or the water, or the economy, or Las Americas isn't functional, or all things, secular things, that with the intention that it ends in hope of Jesus, that Jesus is have the control. Jesus is our Savior and is our hope, and there's much hopeless. And I think this end, when the people, more important the church, believe in their acts that we have hope in Christ, that we can make the difference without electricity, without a temple, without water, or without whatever the government did or didn't. So I think that would end the crisis. A lot of positive things. The people is caring more each one of other. Even if I don't have much, I share lo poco.
The minimum I have.
The minimum thing I have, I share with others. They empower more to the complement with the church, and this is my church. I have to support it. I have to support, and I have to care about the others, and that's, for me, it's a good thing. Also, in the working in the community, we are visiting, giving food that Encore provides to the Methodist Church of Puerto Rico. We take it and distribute to the community, and so they know we are here in the community. And they are surprised because I saw John, and they tell me, you are so young to be a pastor, and you're a woman. Yes, I am a woman, and I'm young. But this helped them to make a click with our church. Even they didn't came Sundays, but in the while, I hope they came. So they feel, and they are knowing our church, are knowing that we are here, and we are here not only for give them food, but to care them, to take their hands and walk with them. And our church is understanding this missionary work that we have on the community. The next November 11, we have a mission to Culebra, this church, to bring them food and water, and our missionaries from local church. So we don't have much, but we want to share with others. And the Culebra is a small island that belongs to Puerto Rico, and they are very affected by Irma and Maria. So we have to wake up at 1 a.m., take the boat at 3 a.m. and go to Culebra, being all the day house to house by group the two by two, and give them food and give them water, boxes of water, and then at 6 p.m. we came back. So Sunday we have our service. So there's a lot compromise with social sanctity.
Like Wesley.
Like Wesley did.
We are in a new age, and 2017. So people were expecting more to have the lights in a few time, and what we have seen is that it's taking a longer period. Everybody is, FEMA is saying something, the engineering corps are saying another thing, the government are saying, and people are confused with the information because we don't have a real, as I told you before, we don't have the real, the insight of what's going on. You see?
And when
will end. Like I told you, we're living like in a war.
Yes.
Every day you have to try to find water and food, and where to sleep, and that is the situation in most of the towns.
Gas, ice, water, light. So
it's very exhausted, and we think how come this will happen in this time. Yes, in this time. Nobody can believe that. That is what is surprising everybody. And it's a lot of frustration that we have because we didn't expect this. We have, that we have a lot of information about IT, what happened in Florida, what happened in California,
in New Orleans,
and Katrina, what happened in Katrina, and then what happened with Puerto Rico. You know how much days we have and we don't have lights.
And there's no security of
no security in the night.
In the employers.
Yeah.
A lot of people lost their jobs.
Business.
And
well, you will see that in San Juan because you're going to stay in San Juan. You have to take a walk during the day, not in the night. But when you go to San Juan, you will see the business issue that we have. And San Juan was one of the things in the capital where we have a lot of tourism. We don't have tourism now.
We don't have light since for it today.
To the hotels, everybody. It's devastated. And we don't know when this is gonna end.
And that is the challenge to the church, that we have the power to change it.
Yeah.
This hopeless to hope, thinking that God is good, God is in control, God is with us.
Yes.
And this is the better of all, like what Wesley said, the better of all is God is with us.
And that's what we have, God.
And it's a new style of life, only based on the faith that God will provide, God is with us. It's a new thinking that we are not prepared, or we are not thinking of. We depend on the technology and electricity, and all the inhabitants of Puerto Rico say we are Christian, but when you saw that what Maria,
the devastation
of Maria, you know that where are the treasure of the people.
Yeah.
And there's no didn't in Jesus.
And then another thing that that we have clear now in this moment, like we have in our last Sunday service, is that the words of the prophets in the Old Testament, you know, when Israel they left the cultivation, those are the things that are bringing reality to us. That we are in the same thing that they were.
We are
in the same thing that they were. And they only have the help of God through the prophets and through the leaders like Moses, Joshua. It brings up a reality of the Bible that when the countries has this kind of situation, the only thing that we have is to be in control with God and our faith, and the hope that God is with us and that will bring us a new life, because Puerto Rico is not going to be the same. That's what we were saying in the service. It's not going to be the same, but it's going to be a better Puerto Rico.
This is a challenge. That there is frustration. There is a reality of anger, of sadness, and there are valid emotions.
Yes.
Because it's valid feeling sad, anger, hopeless. It's valid. There are emotions that are for humans are part of us, but we have the challenge, the church, to change it or to validate these emotions and change it to hope.
Amen.
To hope.
Amen.
There is a better Puerto Rico, but we have to make it happen.
Yeah.
The church have to make it happen. There's
Because
no
they have
government.
taken us everything. They have taken us everything. You know, people lost their houses, people lost their family, people lost a lot of things. You know?
And they don't believe on the government, so all the people turn their faith or their faces to the church. To the church, and that is our time.
Yes.
Our time to be the light of the world, like Jesus said, and to be the body of the Christ.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And make this Puerto Rico bright. Yes, we the pastors in this moment, I feel this burning, but the power of God or the power of the Spirit empower us to, no matter how burned I feel, I put my arms on en el arado.
Okay. He put like that, like says the Bible. He would put his hands on whatever they have to work and go ahead. You know, it's something that you cannot stop.
You can't give up.
You can't give up.
So, because the people depends on us and
her leaderships, yeah.
And we know that we represent, or they think we represent, or we are a parallel with God. So they see me and say, there's a presence of God, or there's God.
They're spreading the hope through her words, through her sermon.
And that made me feel that no matter how burned I will be, and I am, I have to, because I have the responsibilities, and in my personal case, is my passion. My passion is to serve, to accompany, to take the hand of the people and walk with, to take the cup of coffee, to hug them and let them cry and cry and cry and only listen. For me, it's a passion and a privilege that God gave me this privilege to walk with the path of the faith with people. So I feel burned. I recognize I'm tired. I like to take a month of vacations, but there will be time for that. Now, God called me to be His hands, His feet, and I want to be. I decide to be.
Amen. You have good restaurants and movies, theaters, a lot of entertainment. Have you heard that the Puerto Ricans likes that to have a lot of music, dancing? Yeah. It's a place where people, have a good time. I need to take care of my island. And I think that happens after the words of the president. When he said that, that Puerto Ricans like that everybody will do everything for them. They don't do anything. So the spirit of a patriotic Puerto Ricans has arisen.
Gonzalo. Hi, my name is Pastor Carmelo Tosado from Methodist Church in Puerto Rico. Holy Trinity Methodist Church is the first Methodist church in Old San Juan and in Puerto Rico. It's from the beginning of the century, and this work of United Methodist Church, a missionary named Charles W. Dries from Argentina and Nueva York come to Puerto Rico to work, and it's Old San Juan, the area beginning of the Methodist in the island. The design of the church is from Anthony Nekodoma. He's architect from Czech architect, and it's Art Deco design. We are inside the church, and you can see the architect is original piece of the beginning of the church. The Methodist Church have more than century in Puerto Rico, in Old San Juan, and make a work with people in the community, work with the person have pain and suffer, and even the Methodist Church in the work in the world, the Methodist Church in Puerto Rico work with all the people in the island. In the church we work with many communities in Old San Juan. One is La Perla, it's near to the North Sagaray Street. It's a community from different areas of the island come to capital to find a work. We work too with children in Old San Juan, need tutorial class after school, and we have a bazaar too to help with the community with clothes and food, and work too with older person in hospital and other physical condition. When the hurricane hit Puerto Rico, the old Puerto Rico and Old San Juan become dark and is scared and have many problems to the resident of Old San Juan. We do not have power in the house, we do not have water, and in Old San Juan live too much elder person, and everything is more difficult for that person because without water and electricity don't have groceries or pharmacies or service to person have sickness or need medication, and it's very difficult and to live in Old San Juan, and in Old San Juan too have many of the government agencies, and without power and without water, the government can move to help the people, and in the same way don't have work to the person, and the person is very difficult to move. And Old San Juan is a little island part of Puerto Rico, and only connected by a bridge to the bigger part of the island, and it's very difficult to transit and too much traffic. And today is 44 days of the hurricane, and without water and electricity. Today we see a part of the company guys to repair the stuff damaged in Old San Juan. Live without water and power is very difficult. In Old San Juan, many of the house is colonial style. It's very difficult to move the water, and very difficult to have the repair the electricity, because the cable of the electricity is in the roof of the buildings, and many of the cable go inside or on top of the roof, and is very problem, because you think the electric cable life is inside your house or in the top of your house, and without water you cannot clean and prepare the food, and you cannot remove all the debris come with the storm and the hurricane. And the other problem is a public health problem, because you cannot move the garbage out of your house, and this is more health problem for the person, because move to your house a rat or insect or something like that, and you have other significant problem in your house too. But in Old San Juan, the church go with the community to move some water for the other person, for the child, and help in the school to prepare food and give free for families and other person, and maintain the community, and know the person live near to you in the other house. And with all the problem come with the hurricane, come to other person live near to you. Okay, in Old San Juan we have many different stories. The families live very hard in the hurricane, and one family have a patient of cancer, in the only way is feeding tube to put in sugar, is a special milk to put the nutrients in the person. And with no power and no water and no grocery store open, it's very difficult to find for the person the food, and it's very hard for the wife see her husband need water, need her food, and she cannot find in Old San Juan. We contact with other church near to Old San Juan and find the form to communicate it and to find the form to bring to the family all the stuff the family need, and it's very touched to see the lady can bring the food for her to her husband. And another story, we have a guy live in the street, and he's a musician, and he's put the accordion in a store because it's the only way he find money, and he moved to the other area to prepare to the heat of the hurricane, and the next day he come again to the store to recover the instrument and go again to the street to find one way to stay alive and find food with the money the person listen the music give to him. Okay, we help that guy to find a house. Do not live more in the street, and he moved to a new house, and with other church and government we help him to have a new space to live. The person see us need to know what is the urgent need in Puerto Rico. It's very difficult to find water to drink, clean water to drink, and power, the electricity in the house. But other problem is communication. Tomorrow a group of people, a bunch of people from Methodist Church go to the center of the islands, and in that area every day we go to that area is a different story. It's no communication, no cell phone in that area, and it's very difficult to help. In the metropolitan area we have many resources, but I don't know the person in the center needs, and it's very difficult to communicate with that 10 or 11 town in the center of the island. Now many of the street is work to clean, but at the beginning we have problem not only with communication, cellular communication, is communication by road too, and is many bridge go down and many street is very damaged, and I hope this is going better in many days. In Old San Juan in Puerto Rico too, the industry of the tourism industry is very important. We make in Puerto Rico many steps to back to normality. It's very difficult, but we need to back the normality. In Old San Juan we have very important cruise area, and this week many of the crews come to Puerto Rico and move the people to Puerto Rico, and we hope in many ships come back and many planes come back to Puerto Rico in the next week to move the industry of tourism again, make Puerto Rico the most important tourist point in the Caribbean again. This church is a very important part of the community in Old San Juan. This church have both language service. We have a ministry to translate all the service to English and in many time to French, and receive all the person come in the cruise and come to have vacation in Puerto Rico. And we go to the different area in Old San Juan to help the person come to Old San Juan, and the church is very important part of the restoration of Puerto Rico. The church in Puerto Rico work with different problems in Puerto Rico, but the economy is very difficult. We need help to help more person in different problems, and all the church move to give food, to give water, to give clothes, but the researchers go down, and every time is more and more problem to find in Puerto Rico. If you can help, please make the help come to Puerto Rico, and you can find in Facebook like Methodist Church, and you can find in website too. You can write Methodist Church of Puerto Rico, and you can help. Okay, I make many work in the island, part of the Methodist Church. At the beginning, I make because I have conscience and feeling the community pain. I feel the pain of the other, and Jesus gave us and I the example. We need to serve and stay with the person suffer, and it's very difficult see the other person and do not make something to help the community and the other families. We reserve the love of Jesus, and Jesus said to us and said to me, give by grace, all do you receive. I think it's my knowledge. You need oxygen to your life. In the same way, you need to serve to your life. If you do not serve, you are die. You need to maintain and keep, give love and care to the other person, and to maintain your life. If you don't give to the other person, and if you don't go to the visit to the jail and the street and the hospital person, you stay very die, because you go apart, you go only in your proper space, but that is part of the life. You need to go outside and see the other person to see what is the realistic life. You need to go and see the ladies and child in the street. You go outside and see the person in the street and this is the real life. And you need to go out of your apartment and out of the church too, and give some love, because it's part of your life and it's part of your redemption too, and it's very important. Not only you have, it's very important all the people have. Okay, thank you for visiting us, and the church is in Ocean 1 Solo Street, and you are very welcome, but please keep in your mind, keep in your praise, and if you can help, we very thank you.
Faltan 50 nada más.
50 más. 50 más. 50 más. No. 3, 4.
Otra vez estamos todos en dólares.
Sí.
Este mismo el matador.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chequéate a ver, mira qué vergüenza. Se ve aquí, se ve ya desde hasta el condado. Por ahí. Los edificios de allá.
Bajo la boba tiene que estar entrada.
Y la guagua está vacía.
Sí, se llama porque el miércoles los miércoles se está haciendo diferente. Yo trabajo más de
Yo creo que
Oh, y yo
en español, Spanish. We go to Juncos. It's a community, very poor, and we go to give the food and our love. My English is not very good, but nosotros vamos a ir a Juncos, a una comunidad bien pobre, donde el municipio de Juncos nos ha invitado a participar porque la ayuda no ha llegado. Entonces nosotros como iglesia vamos a ir a brindarles ayuda. Esperamos poder impactar 200 familias. Church is a church in action, always is giving, loving, hugging. It's a church, nice church. Sí, chequeo.
6:40 y pico, pues no estoy tan avanzada en hacer. No sé si cualquier un discípulo ve, mira. Aquí.
Dios mío, esto lo pusieron demasiado.
Tienen más pila. Tenemos un toro.
Déjame retratar esto.
Déjame ver, te abro esto también. Sí, hay más ropa, pero. Mira, de
Sí, ya me había
¿ves
dicho.
esas cositas?
Pues ahí está, ahí es la que podamos hacer.
Ya me la siento.
Bueno, vamos a hacer el...
Tuve 4 horas en el barrio de Los Ángeles.
4 horas.
No sabía.
Porque el barrio era súper
Es que era
grande.
súper. Era como que Los Ángeles.
Today we're going to the east of the island, to some place named Juncos and Yabucoa. And we bring some supplies. So there is a very dangerous. The hurricane it caused very dangerous in the sector of the island. So we have to help every day, every week. That's our role, and we got it in the name of Jesus. Amen. ¿Viste eso? Eso está. Mira, supieron lo del empleado de Twitter, que estuve riendo todo el día.
Que
Bloqueó un empleado del Twitter el último día, le tumbó la cuenta a Trump.
Miren, ¿y saben que el pastor Moisés cumplió años ayer, el Día de los Muertos?
Terrified years.
Pues mira, esa canción de cumpleaños también iba para Pastor Eric, que cumplió el 30 de octubre.
Yo pensaba que tenía ya 45.
¿Qué era?
Exacto.
Está aquí en el expreso con la señora dice que no está por. Ah, porque hubo un carro que se incendió.
No. For me, it's the third time. And for my wife too. For the last 2 weeks, we've been here helping to go to the churches and towns to leave them food and water. So it's, for me, it's the third time. I think for him, it's like 5th or 6th time.
¿Desde cuándo empezamos en este esfuerzo?
Bueno,
¿Cuántas hemos hecho? ¿Cuántos viajes? ¿Cuál es este? ¿Te acuerdas?
Villa del Sur fue el primero.
We've been here like for a month, traveling
every week,
and mainly Wednesdays and Fridays. So twice a week for a month. So it's maybe like 8 or 9 trips so far.
miércoles 27 de septiembre comenzamos.
We began on September 27th. And we're gonna continue for a long time.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be a lot of food coming to Puerto Rico, and we need to send it to towns. So it's gonna be a long journey. So for at least the first 100 days, we're gonna be helping the people, mainly through the Methodist churches. We are leaving the food to the Methodist churches, and they are going to distribute the food to the homes in their towns. So probably it's gonna take 2 or 3 months, at least. How many people we have reached so far? Well, our bishop told us last week that at least at least 4,500, almost 5,000 families have been impacted. So you have to multiply that by 4 or 3. So at least between 25,000 people have impacted so far. Maybe more, because families here are 4 or 5 people right now. Before going to a church, we usually contact the pastor of the church for him or her to select the place where we're going to. And he tells us, or she tells us where we're going, and we go with our trucks, and we give each home, each house, the food and water. Hand to hand. So people go out of their homes and they grab the food. So, and they're very, very thankful. So they don't have to make lines. We go to each house.
Well, maybe it's a different reason. It's a different reason. We have different voluntaries. We have many churches, people of many churches. I don't know how to.
And there, after the hurricane, there's a new context for us here.
Yeah.
There's a new Puerto Rico. There's a new church. There's a new mission, and all the social holiness that we have in our doctrine is like our priority right now. So we don't have too much time to do anything else right now, but to help people. So it's not a burden, or it's something that it's not a burden for us.
This is the way that we respond to this emergency, and we absolutely clear that this is God's call. So we have to respond to that.
So we, in my mind, has been always the book of James, when he says that we cannot say to people, "Bless you," and keep walking. And so we have to, if we say we love people, we need to be with them. So it's our priority, and probably it's gonna stabilize and gonna be better each week. But right now it's such an emergency that all the churches need to focus and to make this a priority. So yes, it's the new church here in Puerto Rico to help people.
For our community churches, and that's the vision that we talk every meeting, every Sunday, you know, and people get it. I think that people
are responding.
Yeah.
People, they have to work each day, and many people cannot. They don't have the time to be here, most of them. But the ones that have the time, they make time, and Probably many of us and many of the people in the church are having a transformation right now. So many people are not helping maybe the first day, but the second day, the third day, and the second week, they realize there's no other option right now but to help and to serve. So it's kind of a transformation for the church right now. So we hope the Holy Spirit helps us. So each day a new person comes to realize that the job that we need to do right now.
Hi, it's almost 8:36 and we're about to leave to Juncos. We are going to be in a place giving out some bags with food and water. I think it's about an hour from here if we don't get too much traffic. So I hope so that we don't get too much traffic. This is the municipality of San Juan and we are going to go down to Juncos. That's here. And then we have to come back, but the group's still going to Yabucoa, who is here down to the southeast. Well, there are some houses on Puerto Rico that are prepared for the storm and for the weather. We're supposed to be in the they will say that a bathroom or something without windows is the safest place to be in the hurricane. Mainly in Puerto Rico we have a lot of houses that are made of madera. I forgot the word for madera, pero
cement?
No, the trees. I forgot the word. Anyway, madera is the word in Spanish, and the houses are pretty. A lot of houses from the mountains blew away with the hurricane, and the sink in the roof also. But mainly in a cement house, the place to be is like a bathroom or a closet because of the wind and the windows, if the windows got broken or something like that. I was not at my apartment because I live in the 15th floor, but I was at my mom's house, and I was pretty safe there. So we got a bit of water because it's rained a lot, but I was okay there. Some of my neighbors stay at the apartment in the 15th floor, and one of them told me that he was like 4 hours hanging in front of the door because the wind was so furious that he thought the wind is going to break down the door. So, and I know of people that had to be in the closet because the windows all broke and they had to be safe in a closet. We have we have cement houses and we have wood houses. So usually in Puerto Rico we construct on cemento, and if you are poor or you don't have the money to build in cement, you have to build in wood. So we can see both of them in the rural or in the town. Not going to be like Puerto Rico was before Maria, because we have been like things are changing, and we are moving to. I think we are moving to another Puerto Rico. We are in my personal opinion and my personal experience, we have come to live another Puerto Rico. We are experiencing new things. We are washing our clothes with our hands, and We were used to use a washer. We were used to use a dryer. We are hanging again, like my grandmothers were washing again. And I think we're living new experience, and we need to take more seriously life. And we were living with our commodities, with our air conditioning, with our power, with our running water. And I think my personal opinion, we are starting to believe more in people. We're starting to help people, because we are. I know I need some things, but I know there are a lot of people that did a lot of other things that are more important, because they don't have water, they don't have food in their plate. And I think that we are experiencing a new Puerto Rico because we are helping the people that we thought in a way they didn't need help, but every day we know new people that they need more things, and they need our help. I think that it's like living in Puerto Rico, and I was saying yesterday to a friend, we're not going to be, I think we never are going to be back to normal. We will be a new Puerto Rico, and that's what I think. Okay, normal before was like, I can arrive to my home and I could cook a meal, and I could have a shower, and I could be in front of the TV maybe. And right now I can't do that, because I know people are struggling to look for water in the river, and they cannot drink that water, and they don't have power. And I cannot sit and sit in front of the TV thinking about that, thinking about people that have not food in their plate because they are in the mountain, they don't have access to a supermarket. I think that was not normal, and that is more personal. And I think a lot of people in Puerto Rico are thinking the same way, that we need to help that people that don't get the help that they need today and tomorrow and the next months and next years, because I think this will be a situation that we'll be living the next like 6 months to 1 year to maybe 2 years. Well, today we are going to be in a community that we don't have church. We don't have a church on Juncos, but it was a special petition from the municipality. I think they were hearing about the Methodist Church of Puerto Rico giving away some food and water, and they called the pastor and they told her that they needed that kind of mission, and we decided we were going to do it, because we were trying to do it in the churches of the municipality, that we have churches because we have the pastor and we have the contact. But in this way, I think we get to know another communities, another municipalities that don't have church, get to know the Methodist Church. And I think we're doing maybe some new friends, maybe some new people that are getting our help. So I think this will be a thing that today will be helping. Maybe tomorrow they will help another people that are in need too. Well, I think that the Methodist Church has changed since the hurricane. It's a change in the way we work at the office, because I work at the office, and I'm used to be at the office, at that place, sitting, working. And right now we're moving out of the church. We're moving out of our community. We are moving, and we are going to another municipalities that if maybe if the hurricane haven't happened, we have not planned this. We have not planned doing this with other people and doing to another municipalities. And yes, I think the church is changing. Our church is changing. We are, of course, we are seeing a lot of other necessities in the neighborhoods. We are learning that if sometimes we only help the people from the church, for our local churches, we need to go outside the walls and help the other people that not necessarily are Methodist. So yes, the church is changing, and I think it's changing for a good reason, and that's the church mission, I think. In prayer, we need people here. We need money because money can buy food and water. We need people helping us in reconstruction and maybe doing some new houses, because I know we have people here that the houses where they live, they cannot go there again. They don't have where to live. And of course, we always have been like living the experience of people coming on mission trips to Puerto Rico, and we also have people from Puerto Rico going outside and doing mission. But yes, right now we need people here. We need I think people need to know better Puerto Rico. They need to come and see what's really happening if you get the chance to come, because you're always welcome. And I think we need all kinds of help. We need also people to come and to be with us, to worship with us, because that's part of the mission too. This is
We're going here to meet probably the officials of the town, probably the mayor, but we are not going to leave the food here. We're going to take it to the homes after we meet them. Okay?
Para Colores esto significa mucho. El presidente de la legislatura municipal acaba de tener aquí en este proyecto. Sí, van a estar visitando una de las comunidades más aisladas del pueblo, que colinda con Yabucoa. ¿Cuántos son? Yabucoa, unos cuantos municipios, ¿está?
Sí, pero en la parte que vamos no colinda con San Lorenzo.
Con San Lorenzo.
Valenciano arriba, las parcelas.
Entonces vamos allá, la pastora subió, si quieren y para traer el grupo. Entonces hay legisladores que van a estar con ustedes, que saben que las legislaturas municipales, los legisladores son voluntarios, ellos no deben dar sueldos. Ellos son funcionarios públicos, pero trabajan sin devengar ningún salario. Y entonces hay de los tres partidos. En esta iniciativa tenemos tanto del partido de mayoría como del Partido Nuevo Progresista. Los dos están trabajando en conjunto en este proyecto para unar esfuerzos para poder alcanzar a cada familia de valencianos.
Claro. Sí.
Pues qué bueno.
¿Qué nos dicen?
Los dejo en
Gracias,
excelentes
gracias.
manos.
Y saludos al alcalde.
Vamos a esperar 2 minutitos, que nos están buscando unos recursos más que tenemos. Y ya salimos. Este es el que se queda.
Feliz. Que la gente que está
So we're the mayor of Juncos, and this is the personal of this place, and we're talking about the logistics that we have to go to the another sector. His name is, ¿cómo se llama el sitio otra vez? El sitio que vamos. Valenciano Arriba. It's a sector between 25 or 20 or 25 minutes from here, the town. So we're working together, the personnel, the mayor, and obviously our group, the Methodist Church.
Llegó mucha ayuda.
Para entregar la compra de ellos, pero ahí debería capitalizar.
Ya, vamos.
Buen provecho.
O sea, ahí las podemos ir. Porque así lo hicimos en unos operativos anteriores y nos resultó. Para que la gente no tenga que caminar tanto. Sí, claro, sí.
It's not going to be any political thing going on, so that's a good thing. At the rural parts in the mountains. And it's like for rich people, because they own the land with the coffee or with the different kinds of goods. I don't know how to translate it in English, hacienda. You see the clouds, the trees clouds.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So now we're going into the heart of...
We are still in Juncos. We're going to a barrio of Juncos, and we're going to deliver the bags with the food. Like, I think it's 20 to 25 minutes from where we were. That's the name of el barrio. Valencia Abajo. Valenciano. Cianova. We're learning to live in the bad situations, and we're trying to live and to help others, because we were too living in our community is a word? Living with the internet, living with the cell phone, with the TV, with water, and that is what we are talking about.
La gente en un barrio no se conocían, a veces el vecino no sabía que el vecino estaba en su casa.
Sí,
un día que salen al balcón y el vecino, aquí cogiendo calor, y siguen una conversación y cuando ven están hablando toda la noche.
Sí,
antes no pasaba.
Vamos a montar una pico. Yo creo que es más fácil así.
¿Ah?
¿Cuántas quieres?
Aquí hay 200.
200.
Pero para aquí son cuántas. 200.
Tiene que haber una persona con el que está entregando la compra con esto, ¿verdad? O la misma persona, porque esto va dentro de esto es lo que
Se le da eso con uno con cada bolsita.
Y estamos echando una de estas que nos trajeron.
Van a ir por la calle.
Sí, pero la casa aquí todo. Yo, como detrás.
Bueno, yo no conozco.
Vayan ustedes con Yolo y con Miguel.
Ya que la guagua pase, que la guagua pase.
¿Cuáles ya tienen, pastor? ¿Estas ya tienen? ¿Estas tienen?
De acá sale.
¿A mí me dieron?
Eso dice que las cogieron acá abajo.
¿Qué vas a hacer, guagua?
Ajá, no entendí, eso es lo que no entendí.
¿Cómo? Pero yo
creía que vamos a repartir esta casa en esta calle. Ya alguien había repartido ahí, se la
Se la llevo allí.
Ah.
La iglesia metodista.
Buen provecho. Trabaja con el obispo. ¿Cómo es llamado? Héctor.
Le dieron compra. Dios le bendiga. Dios te bendiga.
Pasaron por aquí. ¿Ya le dieron? Ah, pues.
Aquí tenemos su compra.
Esa metodista.
Ya fuimos, hay que mirar, porque ese es sin salida. Hay que mirar.
Y usted sigue la guagua, esta es la otra.
Dame montarme.
Vamos a virar, ¿verdad?
Ya se repartieron ya.
Ajá. Vamos, papi.
Dale 4 paquetes de galletas a los nenes, la repartida acá. Por favor.
Mira. Ahora. La calle ya que chiquita, tenemos que hacer la calle.
Otro lugar, Ismael, que necesite que lugar.
Donde están los negocios. Y donde están los negocios.
En la misma principal. En la misma principal.
A la izquierda, que hay como un paso subiendo por ahí.
Poniendo por la izquierda y por la... Lo seguimos
inmediatamente.
Right now is another sector. They say that is over there as north. North? Is it? Yeah, I know. I don't know.
So how have the residents received the supplies?
They are very happy, very grateful for that. And like you see, this is a sector that will be very, very hard impact from the hurricane. So thanks God for this opportunity, and thanks everybody for help us in this good job. Okay.
Y mujer guiando, eso es lo que supera.
Que vayas primero tú.
Me muevo.
Espérate, ahí. Vámonos, vete al frente. Que al frente no hay. Vaya para el frente, que es la que tiene las compras. Un poquito más frente, Arturo.
Mira qué experto. Mira los nenes del pastor.
Dale, Eddie, que te va. Hola, Dios te bendiga. Muy bien, muy bien. No me más.
¿Dónde está Nico?
¡Buenos días!
Esa fortuna pesa más que otra.
La casa que queda.
¡Ya, Cali! Le voy a dar, no se preocupe. Ahí está. Vamos a la orden. Dios le cuide. De parte de la Iglesia Metodista de Puerto Rico. We feel excited and happy and with a lot of joy. Helping people is the best thing we could do right now.
Se quedó una persona en la parte de abajo y el policía se lo va a llevar. Pero no me mira.
Sí. Ok. Sí. No sé si se quiere ir contigo.
I think many of them have lost their hope, and that is devastating because if we lose hope, I think we lose everything. So besides the food we are giving, I think we give them the spirit of hope that gives the Spirit, you know, to us, the Holy Spirit, and they can receive it through us and through the things that we are giving them. I think that Puerto Rico has to change the general politic mind that we can live as any other country because we're an island. So we have to make our system a way that when this kind of events come that are usually for us, we can be stable in our electricity, in our water supplies, and for that we have to build an infrastructure that is different from other countries, because we can't live as other countries because we're an island. So I think we have to educate persons to have what they need to live in an island.
Permitas que te grabe. Te voy a explicar. La Iglesia Metodista tiene iglesias aquí en Estados Unidos. Él es el representante de Estados Unidos. Y después, como es ayuda, tú sabes que tienes que documentar todo y eso. Entonces él está pidiendo permiso a ver si yo puedo hacer algunas preguntas y yo se las traduzco a él. Es fácil. ¿Qué ha significado para ti ver que viene la iglesia o una iglesia, la que sea, para él?
Bueno, para mí ha sido bien porque nos han dado ayuda después que hace tiempo no nos habían dado.
She said that for her it's a help that comes when anybody has come a long time to give them help. So she sees the hand of God giving the help that they need in this moment.
¿Puede dar a la comunidad?
Bueno, ahora mismo a las personas mayores les falta como quien dice higiene, porque no tienen cloro, no hay cloro en los supermercados, okay. No hay off ni nada de eso.
Okay. To the elderly, she said that they need some things for the to clean up, like Clorox, like soap, things that they can take a bath, some things like that, because there are not anything in the stores, so we can try to bring them some things to clean up their houses and their environments.
La gente adulta es mucho en esta área.
Sí, la mayor parte somos más.
Okay. Yes, the elderly are the most, all the people that live here, almost all are elderlies.
No. Nosotros tampoco, y yo soy del área metropolitana, que por ahí dice que los del metro estamos. Desde Irma no tengo nada.
No hay nada.
Les da miedo.
Sí, bueno.
Por la comunidad.
Mi esposo tiene Alzheimer y se pone bien
ansioso.
No se da cuenta. Y yo casi no camino nada. Yo tengo 19 años y tengo que andar gateando.
Okay, when dark comes, she's sharing with me that when darks come, her husband has Alzheimer and he gets very anxious. And it's very scary because they can't do anything. They have to stay at their home, so it's very hard when dark comes. Okay. Okay. Déjame aquí. ¿A dónde? Los viejitos de dónde? ¿Esta casita de aquí?
Yo creo que ellos le dieron.
¿A ellos le dieron a los de aquí?
Sí, yo creo que sí. Creo yo que le dieron.
Vamos a preguntarle, no perdemos nada.
Exacto.
¿Verdad?
Hi.
Buenos días, ¿ustedes le dieron comprita?
Qué linda. Yo parezco a Pupi.
¿Le dieron una? Ah, pues está bien. Es que estábamos preocupados que no le hayamos dado nada.
Si me dieron, ustedes pelean, pues mi hermanita de final, no se está pidiendo a la gente porque no lo quiero recibir.
Ajá. Pues sabe que Dios se acuerda de ustedes.
Sí, porque
que no están solos. Ok, está bien, pero ya le dieron la comprita.
Sí, sí, gracias.
Ok, está bien. Ok, gracias. They already had. Telling me that she bless us because she thinks that that's what the Lord wants us to do, like church, to come and help us one another.
Pues Dios les bendiga.
Bless you all. La iglesia puede hacer además de esto por ti.
Yo creo que lo principal que podemos hacer la iglesia, no solamente la iglesia, sino los unos por los otros, es orar y ayudarnos. Porque el primer mandamiento es amarás a tu Dios con toda tu alma, tu mente y tu corazón y a tu prójimo como a ti mismo. Y esta vecindad es muy unida, es muy buena, nos ayudamos los unos a los otros, somos muy buenos vecinos, nos amamos y ustedes están haciendo una labor extraordinaria porque es la primera iglesia que viene a traer alimentos a la comunidad Los Amigos.
Qué bueno, qué bueno. This community called Los Amigos, the friends, they are very united. And she's telling us that the Methodist Church is the first church that's come here to give them this kind of food. So she is very grateful to God. And also she thinks that the church has to pray. Because she knows that the first commandment is to love God over everything and our neighbors as us. So she thinks that with prayer and with the work that we are doing the kingdom of God here on earth. So it's nice to hear her and be part of this effort. Normalmente, si tú fueras a pedir algo para ti, ¿qué tú necesitarías?
¿Pero en el ámbito espiritual o en el
no,
ámbito
para
material?
ti, en cualquiera, en los dos. Tu salvación y material, y ahora mismo que tú necesitas.
Que yo necesito. Mira cómo están esas bambúas, todas cayeron en el techo de mi casa. Yo he ido al municipio de San Lorenzo, he ido al municipio de Junco. He hablado con el alcalde de Junco, Papo Alejandro, y con los de manejo de emergencia, con el jefe.
Y no han venido a
no han
ayudarte.
venido, no han querido. Mira hasta donde llegan las bambúas ahí. La parte de la marquesina se ha partido pedazos. Los niños han tenido rash por las bambúas, porque eso suelta una pelusa. Y ellos nos han hecho caso omiso. Ya yo he ido 4 veces a San Lorenzo y 4 veces a Junco.
Okay, she has gone to the municipality a few times because in the back of the house she got some trees, especially bamboos that causes rash to the kids, and nobody has come to help her to get away from those trees. So that's the need that she has most important at this time. And it has broke some of the ceiling of the house, so that's the need that she has materially. She also told me that spiritually she knows that she needs salvation and she needs that God comes to her life and live with her forever. Rash to her kids, so she can do it and nobody can help her. So
And this way, por este lado, mi amor, para que la vea cómo están haciendo la casa tirada.
Okay, you can come this way also. It's all over the house. very difficult for her to cut down all that bambuas.
Mira, eso me tiene a mí que yo casi no vuelvo. Yo le pido a mi Dios, ¿verdad?, que me ayude. Me ayude porque honestamente aquí viven dos niños pequeños que son mis nietos y mi hija sola.
Okay.
Con ellos. Y hacen caso omiso, dicen que vienen y no vienen.
Okay. They had tell her that they are coming to give a little bit of help, but they haven't come. So she's very worried about the health of the kids. We have much work to do.
Say hey. Mira, dígale hola a la cámara. It's a hard work, but we want to do this because too many people need this help. Okay. Thank you for all to your church and the people of the town you have. You know, I want to thanks to all of you. God bless you.
We just finished to give the food to this part of the town of the city of Juncos, and we are now going to Yabucoa. So it was great. So, well, you could support this effort by many ways. First, praying for us. Second, you could also support through Omcor. That's our best way. And third, we are planning a couple of strategies with Marcha and the Hispanic Church in United States. So you could support either praying through Omcor or the efforts that we are going to make through Marcha and Plan Nacional Hispano. We are trying to have missionaries going here, Puerto Rico, to help us in everything. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Dicen que no nos queremos.
Como si se amaran, como si se amaran.
Ah, no, pero no diga eso porque pongo un día romántico.
Espérate.
Sí. Y Jacqueline está ahí.
Ya.
Dios